The Snowman was conceived as an illustrated but wordless story about by the graphic novelist Raymond Briggs. 30 years ago, it was turned into the famous animated cartoon. This year, it returns to our screens in the form of a new hand-drawn sequel. Its creator, the son of a milkman, is an unlikely children's treasure. It turns out he dislikes Christmas and infinitely prefers the company of adults. I went to meet him.
We're walking in the air, we're floating in the moonlit sky. The people far below are sleeping as we fly.
Christmas and you are almost synonymous.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I've only done one Father Christmas book.
A very grumpy one.
Yes, that's right. He didn't like it either, because it was hard work for the poor chap. He was doing a job like my dad, delivering stuff at all hours of the day and night in the freezing cold, alone. The most appalling job you can imagine. Alone all night, going through the sky, freezing and getting down chimney. One chimney is appalling, but getting down hundreds, dreadful.
Did you get all that from your dad? It's a incredibly un-Father Christmas traditional thought, isn't it?
Well, I based it on his life and at their house, where he washes at the sink in the morning and goes to the lavatory out the back, as we had, and goes out delivering in uncomfortable hours and uncomfortable weather.
He was a milker.
Yes, that's right.
And I'm wondering whether that's where you get your sort of parsimony from, your anxiety.
Meanness.
Well, not meanness, but I mean, as you say, buying clothes from Oxfam, I mean, you kind of want to live as they did.
Well, possibly. I'm not attracted by the rich life.
Do you mind that the Snowman did become essentially a Christmas experience?
No, I think it's in the film, the original film, they had him visit Father Christmas.
Which you didn't have in the book?
No, I didn't have it in the book. Nothing to do with Christmas, the original book. When John Coates phoned me up and said, we're thinking of having him visit Father Christmas. I said, oh no, God almighty. It's a bit corny, but actually it worked very well. I think it was terrific, yeah.
And the new film?
Yes, I think that's smashing too. I was against that for a few decades, but was worn
30
down.
years to be precise.
Yes.
So, the fact that somebody's created something absolutely in a genre that you created doesn't worry you. Don't feel you've been plagiarised.
No, not in the least. I mean, if it's done well, it's done absolutely perfect, I think.
Is it, or would you have done it differently?
Well, I wouldn't have done it. I've done my bit in the film and the book, the Snowman book, I mean. I wouldn't want to work on it again, I don't think. It's 30, 40 years old now.
What's your next project?
Oh, I'm doing this big fat book about old age and death called, been doing it for years, called Time for Lights Out. And it's just musings on old age, the approach of death.
Does it have the kind of consistent grumpiness of Father Christmas?
Probably. If I do it, it's bound to be grumpy. No, it's a slightly entertaining, amusing field that full of possibilities, just thinking of these funny things that happen.
One of the things which I find fascinating about you is that I mean, you are, you know, above and beyond anything else, a children's writer. But you didn't have children yourself.
No, never had any, no, didn't want any. I like to keep away from them as far as possible.
But isn't this extraordinary? You don't particularly go for Christmas.
No.
You don't have any children and don't particularly want to spend any time with them, and yet you are a feast of children's consumption.
Yeah, well, it's probably me. I mean, all these things are in yourself, aren't they, really?
Are you a child?
Everybody is.
Do you have another child-orientated book in you?
Oh, I've always got files of stuff. I've looked at one last night, funnily enough, trying to tidy up here. Something called Little Green Riding Hood. You often get these ideas that come quickly, and takes a year or two to do. You bung it in the file. That was Snowman was in the file for 6 years before I actually got round to doing it, because you're doing something else all the time.
So you'll do that sometime.
I hope so.